In this fast-paced world, we often overlook the simple beauty of giving, and not just the grand headline-making gestures, but the small, almost invisible ones. Imam Ali, peace be upon him, said it best. Don't be ashamed of giving a little, because even that small act can be greater than leaving someone with nothing, with no hope. It's such a powerful idea, isn't it? That something as modest as sharing a little bit of what we have can make all the difference. Imagine, it could be a smile, a kind word, paying for someone's coffee without them knowing. These seemingly small things, they can bring an unexpected warmth, a quiet moment of joy to someone who really needs it. Because let's be honest, sometimes life can be harsh. And a small act like that, well, it's kind of like a ray of sunlight breaking through the clouds. I remember this one time, I was standing in line at a coffee shop, just, waiting for my turn. And there was this guy ahead of me, rummaging through his pockets, looking kinda stressed. He didn't have enough to pay, and honestly, it looked like he'd had a rough day. So I just stepped in, quietly paid for his drink. Nothing big. And his reaction, wow, it wasn't just about the coffee. It was like in that moment, he knew he wasn't invisible. It's funny how a small gesture like that sticks with you, right? Sometimes it's not about the value of what you give. It's just about showing that you care. And that honestly goes back to what Imam Ali teaches. The smallest acts can ripple outwards, spreading hope and a sense of belonging. It's not the size of the gift, but its meaning, its intention. That's what really matters. When we talk about generosity, we often focus on the size of the gift, like how much you gave, how many people it helped. But what really makes giving meaningful is the heart behind it. That clarity of intention, it's sort of like the soul of a gift. And honestly, it's what Imam Ali was talking about. Giving with a sincere heart is what counts, no matter how small the gesture might seem. I'll tell you this story I came across recently. There was this little neighbourhood bakery, tiny place, family run. During some tough economic times, the owner started this pay-it-forward scheme. People would leave a few dollars as a pending gift, and the bakery kept a list for anyone who, couldn't afford a meal that day. It was incredible. A few dollars here and there, nothing major, right? But in those months, that simple act of leaving a few extra dollars turned into hundreds of meals. And more than that, it became a message. You're not alone, someone cares. And that's what sincerity does. It connects people. It doesn't matter how big or small the contribution is. It's about people coming together, building each other up, even in the smallest ways. There's this grassroots initiative I read about. Just amazing. It started with a handful of people collecting, leftover produce from local farms. They shared it with families who were struggling to make ends meet. And guess what? That small idea turned into a movement. Volunteers jumped in, donations poured in, and now they support thousands of families in their area. All from a simple, heartfelt idea. It's in moments like these that you realise the sheer power of sincerity, how it transforms giving into something bigger, something meaningful. It's like the act itself becomes a bridge, a way to connect a giver and a receiver on this really human level. And isn't that what generosity is all about in the end? It's not measured in dollars or size, but in the depth of its impact and the intention behind it. So let's talk about this idea of simple acts, those everyday gestures we might overlook. A smile, a compliment, holding the door open for someone. These things might seem trivial, but honestly, they're not. They're not. In fact, these small moments of kindness, they often carry more meaning than we realise. Think about it. A smile can make someone feel seen. A kind word can lift someone's spirits for an entire day. It's powerful, isn't it? And that brings me to the flip side, the emotional toll of not giving, of standing by when someone is hoping, silently asking for just a little help. It's hard, when someone feels invisible, when there's a flicker of hope. And it's met with nothing. That's a kind of heaviness, a disappointment that stays with people. But the good news, we can change that. And we don't need to be wealthy or powerful or anything extraordinary. It's really just about the effort, the intention. Take a moment to think about your own life. What can you do today? It doesn't have to be massive, that might brighten someone else's. Maybe it's just offering a genuine compliment to a coworker or a friend. Maybe it's calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while just to check in. These simple acts are, they're little sparks of generosity. They don't take much, but their impact can be immense. And here's what I'd love for you to take away from all this. A little can go a long way. You don't need to change the world overnight. But small, thoughtful actions, they matter. They create ripples. They remind people that they're valued, that they're seen. And honestly, isn't that a gift in itself? It's like Imam Ali, peace be upon him, said, "Don't underestimate what you have to give, no matter how small it seems. Because sometimes, even the tiniest gesture can mean everything to someone else." And that's all for today. I really hope this conversation left you with something to reflect on, something to act on. Remember, generosity is within all of us. It doesn't matter how much or how little. Until next time, take care and keep spreading those small moments of kindness. See you soon.